finished doing its thing now, the content aware fill. Okay, so here's what I've got now. I've got my mask, and as you can see, as it moves, it's now taken information from elsewhere in the footage, and it's built a picture of what that background should look like, and it's filled our mask with that footage. So with yours it might have taken a while. I mean, it did with mine. What you might notice though is that, as you can see with mine, sometimes, I mean, the first time I did it with this footage, it was absolutely fine. It took everything exactly as I wanted it, and it looked completely normal. With this one though, as you can see, what's happened is we've got a little bit of a problem here, because it's taken some of the information from over here and it's put it over there. So now we've got this random white line here. We've also got a bit of unbroken white line there. Okay, and in some ways I'm glad about that, because it allows me an opportunity to just show you how to get rid of that. I mean, you may have figured it out already. It's exactly the same process as we used a minute ago when we got rid of the nadir. Okay, so what we're going to do then is, here's our footage like so, and there's our fill, so everything's fine. What we're now going to do is I'm going to add a 2D edit just like we did before. So here's our footage now. Okay, so don't worry about this, because obviously at the moment we're right back at the beginning of that clip. Remember, it didn't start until 10 seconds in. Okay, so if I use I hold down C again, I can rotate my footage so I can see everything that I need to see. Now I bring my playhead marker through to around the 10-second mark. We're going to get to our point, there we go, where it's now gone away. All right, so I'm going to again just move my playhead up to there, because all of this I know I don't need it. Okay, and so here's our footage, and just like we did before, here's our clone stamp tool, and I'm going to double click. Remember, you have to double click to get it into that mode. And now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold down my Option key, or Alt if it's a PC. I'm just going to get rid of some of this artifacting that I know I don't want, like so. That's it. That's it. And a little bit over there, just to make sure it's like that. And there was a bit of white here, wasn't there? So just make sure that's not. Whoops. So you've got to be accurate, haven't you, there? That'll do. Okie dokie. So that's our bit of artifacting that's now mapped out. Okay. Now you'll notice if you play it through, of course, that'll do the same as it did before with the nadir patch. So just make sure you don't play it or rotate it or anything like that now. So if we now go back to our output render, we can now see there's our full equirectangular. Here's our actor walking towards our scene, and we can see that director, that pesky director who is wandering about all over the place, has now been fully masked out. Okay, and now all we need to do is just put it into the render queue just like we did before. We can actually put that to there if we want to, and it'll just render out that work area, because we know we don't need this bit. Okay, add to render queue, and it'll just render out this clip, the bit that we want, with our actor walking towards the camera and our director keyed out. Okay, so hope you managed to get this far. Nice one. And then the last thing that we'll do is we'll just look at doing a pull focus in 360. Exciting times.